Hello, BookTube, and welcome back. I know it's been a long time since you've seen this face. I've been really busy with work. It's usually like this every year from January to Easter, early April, around there, where it's it's busy. So I've got to go all over the UK and do presentations and workshops and conferences and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes over in mainland Europe as well. But I've got a little bit more time now, even though I'm still kind of busy. So I thought to myself, why don't I just make a quick catch up video and a bit of an easy video for me as well, which I'm going to do another bookshelf tour. I think I'm on this one now. I think I did this one, what you can see on the video last time, but there's a shelf below this which I'll do. There's about 12 books on it, and the majority of it is fantasy. I think I've done all my non-fiction books now. I think I did them early. But yeah, I'm going to do this. Look at the state of my hair. Look at the kip of that. Oh, I don't know. I look like a crazy scientist. Who's that fella from Back to the Future? That 1.21 gigawatts. hang on. Let me just. Here we go. Is that more modern, fashionable? Here you go. That'll do. It's got a bit of a Mr. Darcy look about that. That's more like it. I was actually going to make a video earlier on this week, but I had a bit of a dental mishap. there's a chocolate bar in the UK called Daim, Daim. That's how it's pronounced, Daim. It must be. I'm not sure if it's international, but it must be available over in Europe. Especially because it sounds Scandinavian to me. It must be from Norway or Denmark, around there. But if you don't know what it is, it's like a really thin chocolate with hard crystallized caramel in the middle, and it's dead thin. But I put it in like the class A of chocolates. It's delicious, but it could do you some damage. They're in the same kind of bracket as Toblerones and refrigerated Curly Wurlies. You can't just go at these. You got to have a game plan, right? And I think I got too greedy and I ate too much. I think a bit of it stuck up and went straight into my premolar on my left side. Cracked it in the middle and just went straight up into my root. Oh. Do you know when you've hurt yourself so bad, your pain receptors are like, listen, I don't know what you've done here, pal, but we can't do anything here. And you give that silent scream, you're like, it was so unbelievably painful. And then, of course, the blood and all that. And I went to the dentist, and the dentist, she just looked at me, grabbed my tooth, and just pulled the loose part out like that. School of hard knocks dentists, aren't they? But yeah, and then I got a new film. But watch yourself with Daims and Toblerones, especially with your teeth. So let's give it a whirl. Let's do this whole shelf, because I usually do 10 books at a time, don't I? There's about 10 here, and the majority of it is just a series, so I can just pick them up as we go. So on this side is the sequel to the Malazan Book of the Fallen. So Malazan is a huge epic military-sized fantasy where there's thousands, a cast of thousands, and 1,000 different subplots. But I love it. It's proper juicy. It's right up my street. And there's 2 books so far in the new trilogy, which is The God Is Not Willing and No Light Forsaken. And basically, this is continuing that goodness. If you're a big fan of the initial 10-book series of them, it is 10 books, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. 10 books of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. You'll like these. They are really exceptional. It's about, the Malazan army and a kind of a shadow of what they used to be, and they're just trying to protect this town. There's the Treblars now coming down from where they were. The God Is Not Willing is about Carsa Erlong, who's a god now, and he doesn't really care. He doesn't want to be a god, and it's all that kind of proper dirty politics and military fantasy. Again, there's a loads of cast of thousands in these two books. But if you do like the original 10 Malazan Books of the Fallen, you'll proper like that because it's the same kind of thing. Right, where do I go here? I'm going to put that one to the side because it makes sense to do them 4 at once. But this one is, I don't think it's a trilogy. I think this is a quadrilogy, but I don't know what the other book is. So, yeah, I think it's a quadrilogy. I don't think it's 5 books. This is, what's the Tad Williams? To Green Angel Chawa is the name of the last book of that series. But Shadow, the series name is escaping me now. I'm sure one of you tell me in the comments below. I'm sure, that's going to wind me up. Let's see what it is. But again, if you like that original series, and this series is called The Last King of Osternard, which is, a sequel to that series. And again, it's about, Salmon and Miriamel and how they're ruling now in the kingdom of Osternard. And it's more about that's the second one, the son, Morgaine. That's the same one, isn't it? And Into the Nardark is the third one. And I think the fourth one is The Navigator's Children or something like that. Again, really slow, really big fantasy series, but I'm a big fan of Tad Williams. If you like the Memory, Shadow and Thorn, is that the name of the series? I think it's something like that. But if you like that, them 4 books, or is it 3? You'll like these because it's pretty much the same characters appear again, and even though they're not main plot points of that, it's still the same kind of good juicy stuff. So if you like the first one, you'd like the second trilogy as well. Going back to the Malazan Book of the Fallen, we just spoken about the sequel. This is the prequel. So this is Forge of Darkness, and what's that one called? Fall of Light. And this is about Mother Dark and what's Amandrew Rake, Salacious Ruin, and what's the other one called? There's 3 brothers, isn't they? And they're trying to kill. It's basically that story from 10,000 years ago before the Malazan Books of the Fallen, and how they beat the Draconis. That's it. They're trying to fight Draconis, and this prequel trilogy is probably it's denser than the original 10 Malazan Books of the Fallen and the sequel. It's less military heavy. So it's a little bit harder to get through what I thought anyway, but still I enjoyed it because one of my favourite characters from the Malazan is Amandrew Rake. But yeah, that's set like 10,000 years before that series, or 1,000 years. I know there's a big range there, but it's in the thousands. The next fantasy series, this is 6 books of that series, which is a series of 10. This is Stephen Donaldson's Chronicles of Thomas Covenant. I'm sure it's Covenant. I can never remember how you pronounce that. Covenant? Must be Covenant. Do you know when you're second guessing yourself in your head and you just go for it out? I think this is due for a reread. I mean, I spoke about the last 4 books around here somewhere. I think in the previous one, I didn't like the last quadrilogy. I thought it was awful. The first trilogy is the best, even though the main character Thomas I think he's a disgusting human being. He goes, don't want to spoil it for you, but he does something rotten, because it's one of those things where he comes from our world and goes into a fantasy world. He does something rotten to somebody in a fantasy world and comes back again. And through the series, he doesn't really feel sorry for it or bad about it. He mentions it now and again, but you don't really get that because it's proper bad what he does. Because when he goes there the first time, he doesn't think it's real, and he does something bad and he comes back. But he's like the guy who's going to fix and help this fantasy land fight back, this god, big demon lord, whatever you want to call it. But this trilogy is the best. Second and third book in this is really good. But yeah, if you, I wouldn't really recommend it, to be honest with you. I think it's quite dated now. I think, and the second trilogy, I can't stand Lyndon. I think her name's Lyndon, is it? Or Linda? I can't remember. Something like that. Not my favourite. I think it slows down massively. And the first kind of series is rips off a bit of Tolkien. But yeah, it's one of those fantasy books that everybody seems to read. So if you're interested in it, go for it. Well, I thought I did all my non-fiction books, so obviously not. This is Bruce Dickinson's, autobiography. This is signed by, you've probably seen me talk about this book before. And where's his signature? He did sign it somewhere. Here it is. Bruce Dickinson is, yeah, that's his signature. Bruce Dickinson's the lead singer of Iron Maiden, and his autobiography reads pretty much like a Wikipedia entry, to be honest with you. You're not going to learn anything new that is not on the internet in this. I don't think it's very personable at all. And when I met him to get the book signed, he's a bit of a tosser. Let's put that there. So, yeah, only if you're really interested in Iron Maiden, go for it. But otherwise, give it a, even if you're Iron Maiden fan, give it a miss. Okay, let's do this. So put that one aside before. So I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with Stephen King. It's about a 50, maybe less than 50-50 now, of me actually enjoying his books. And he had a big, massive, huge fantasy, western, horror, sci-fi fantasy series. And there's 8 books in total. And this is the Gunslinger. And these are the... Because there was a long time where he didn't write the ending to the Gunslinger. So these books, like The Wolves of Kalas, Songs of Susanna, and then the last book, The Dark Tower. He also wrote this book as well after The Dark Tower, The Wind Through the Keyhole, which I actually think is good. I enjoyed this book probably more than I enjoyed any of those 3 books. But yeah, what do I think in retrospect now? It deserves a reread from me, the Dark Tower series. It's not called the Gunslinger series, it's called the Dark Tower series. It deserves a reread from me. But it's typical Stephen King-esque. You know, it's written, large parts of it are written kind of meh to bad, you know, and I didn't like the way, if those who read it, I didn't like the way the Dark Tower series ended at all. Did not enjoy it at all. But yeah, the last book didn't really like Songs of Susanna. Wars of Colour, I kinda like Wars of Colour, but when those robot things that were dressed like Doctor Doom started to get involved and he all had lightsabers, I was like, come on. Come on. But went through the keyhole where they're just like taking a rest in between books 4 and 5, and then Roland tells them a story. I think it's a really good book. And the first 4 novels, which is The Gunslinger, really good. The Drawing of the Free, really good. The Wastelands, and is it Wizard in Glass? Yeah, Wizard in Glass. They are really good fantasy, western horror, sci-fi books because it dips its toe in many genres. But when he came back to write the final, I was like, it just missed a beat for me. I didn't really enjoy it. And the last trilogy that I'll be talking about today is Joe Abercrombie. This is his sequel trilogy to is it The Blade itself? Yeah. So this is A Little Hatred, what's The Trouble with Peace, and The Wisdom of Crowds. If you've never read Joe Abercrombie, it's very grimdark-esque. I absolutely love it. I think it's a really good fantasy series. I enjoyed the first series. I'm putting out Robin Hood there. Where is he? Oh, you can't see it. It's over there somewhere. So that's the original fantasy series. It's the sequel trilogy. Didn't work for me. It's set like the world's getting more industrial now and starting to change quite a bit. But it's the same kind of flavour as the other books. There's lots of treachery involved, murder. The characters are quite grey. Sometimes the story goes nowhere. But he's a good character writer, Joe Abercrombie. So I strongly recommend his series of books. Just give The Blade itself the first book in the series a read, and if you like it, you'll like all the rest of the books because pretty much the same flavour. And yep, and I think that's it, folks. And yeah, that's a whole shelf done. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back sometime in the future, maybe tomorrow, maybe in 2 months' time. I don't know. Bye, BookTube.